All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Ben's Brick Designs. I'm Ben. Happy Thursday. Hope you're doing well. Hope you've had a good week. I hope you've done some stuff with Lego, built, bought, sorted, designed, mocked up, whatever. Um, it's been a bit, and I've got some news and some stories to tell about what's happened to Beth and I in the past week. Reason I wasn't streaming on Sunday and wasn't at our event on Saturday. If you were at that event, hello, Missy, how are you? Thank you to you and Bev and Reggie for the little Lego message to Beth. She really appreciated that because I was at a time she was a little freaked out about what was going on, so she wanted to say thank you. I will get into what happened here shortly. So continuing to work on the Q2 Stadium, we left off working on the roof. Didn't really do a whole lot with this section, but that's where we're going to be picking up. Did some work here, and I left it figuring out that these weren't lining up because I was using basically like this modified snot plate and then a bracket. And I said, I'll fix this up later, and then stuff happened. So today we're fixing it up. And hopefully it'll kind of clean things up on the curve side, and we can have some curves or some rounded bricks, and we'll keep plugging away at it. I'm doing well. Had a pretty good week now that we're back home. It's been different. Had to take care of Beth for a lot of the time, which is mostly just making sure that, because she can't pick anything up, and she can't bend over to pick anything up. So I have to kind of be around to make sure that if she drops something, that someone's around to help her pick it back up. For those watching this later or who have joined and weren't aware, we went to the emergency room last Friday. Trying to remember the timeline of this now. Friday night, I think, and then at Friday in the afternoon, I left work to come take her to the ER. She wasn't feeling good, and oh, thank you, that's so sweet. I appreciate you guys very much. So Friday afternoon, I get the call that she is not feeling good and the pain is back. So left work early, drove to the ER. They did a scan. They couldn't find anything. Said if the pain comes back, they actually did a ultrasound this time, and they looked at her liver numbers had been high for a while, right? Even before this happened. And I'll get into this a little bit, but in the meantime, I'm trying to figure out how to do this. So real quick, and I'll get back to the story. This is a good setup right here. These things are very hard to get off, so they make great anchors for things. I would love to be able to take this piece and flip it, have it be flipped so I could use it up here. But it's not going to work like that, and the brackets pushed it too far out. So I'm going to have to redo this whole thing. Get rid of it. I'm going to just move all these because they're going to have to be redone anyway. So I'm going to move these over here, because these are going to have to be attached some other way, and I may not even be able to do these things. So we're going to take these off for a second. And I'm going to try to work with these, but again, there's really nothing I can put on these. Maybe another plate right here to keep it stable, but I don't like not being able to like hold it in place very well. So I guess I could do, it's going to add weight to it, but if I did something like this and then put those underneath slopes. Yeah, let's do that. We'll just play with that, see what it, I won't really know how much this all weighs until it's built in real life. So we'll just have to see what it looks like. But this should hold it together okay. That shouldn't be too bad. So, and then when we put this back on here, now this should line up just fine. See how that works? It's still a little, that's not right. But at least they're side by side. We can figure out something else. So we go to the ER, and it's been a couple minutes, so I'm going to pop this open. It's another sheet cake from Martin House Brewing that tastes like actual angel food birthday cake. It's so good. That's my last one. So yeah, emergency room visit, lots of pain. Her liver numbers are high. Go back later. And the first visit, they did an ultrasound on her, specifically on her gallbladder, and they didn't see anything. And I was watching. It's a big black empty circle with nothing in it that they went over a couple times. Nothing in there. They did say that there was a lot of gas in the way because she had a colonoscopy recently. And so that may have been getting in the way of some of the scans, but they're like, it doesn't look like anything's there. But somebody said what could be happening, and this is later, is that if there are stones, they all drain into your intestines, right? It drains into your pancreas and your liver. So your gallbladder produces all this stuff. And if it gets caught in any of those ducts along the way, that can cause a lot of pain and make your liver numbers go up, especially if it's blocked, right? Your liver freaks out. So the last doctor was like, I'm admitting you, and I want them to check that you may have to have your gallbladder removed. So that's what ended up happening. So we get whisked away to the ER, or the hospital. And unlike my stint in the hospital, hers went really quickly. They wanted that out. They got the scans done right away. They got the surgery done right away. So we checked into the hospital at about, I don't know, probably noonish, 1 o'clock. I forget what I posted it on Discord. And we were thinking that by we thought this was going to be Monday because I couldn't even get a stress test for my heart before Monday, and I basically went in about the same time she did. So should fit nicely right back where it was. This is not for some reason. Oh. Because this is, where's that conflicting? Right there. So yeah, the surgery went well, no problems. Let's put this right here for now. I don't know. I think we have to fix these hinges to be just the right angles for it to work, but are these click hinges? No, these are swivels. And I don't think these are 100% if I remember correctly. So, yeah, everything went well. She's at the point now, and then, you know, surgery on Sunday at about 1:30, 2 o'clock, and then kept overnight. And then we were home by 2:30, 3 o'clock the next day, maybe a little earlier. And then she's been sleeping and eating clear liquids and soft foods, and foods that have protein in them that can help. But she also just had a colonoscopy in which she was told to be on a low residue diet. And then because of her gallbladder being taken out, now she has to be on a high fiber diet. And it's like those two can't exist at the same time. So we're kind of like, well, what do we do now? But because it's post-surgery and not long-term diet changes, it's like, let's get you through this couple weeks of recovery first. So she's taking this week off and resting. We've a couple times gone for a walk about the block. We went outside today for a little bit. For the most part, she's resting and doing what you need to do. She's also a little upset that it got as far as it did, especially complaining of pain so much and her liver numbers being so high that it went through several people before they finally said it's probably your gallbladder. So she's struggling with that a little bit, and that's what's currently going on. And she took a pain pill, and now she's going to go to sleep. So day by day, we're just taking it as it comes. I don't know if I really want to go through and fix all these hinges or not. See, and again, they're not... These things aren't connecting again. Oh, there we go. 267. So what did I do? Okay, so that's 267. I gotta try to remember the angles off of 270. I don't know how I'm going to do this. I need to figure out the math. Because this is 45. This is what we figured out. This was 45, right? I want this to be exactly the same. Oh, this is going to be a problem because I don't do the math very well. All right, so where's my? Did I get TextPad? Did I download TextPad? I did not. So this is what we're gonna do because I forget sometimes that I have a new computer. This is my go-to notepad. Oh, I have an Intel. Type this word without its vowels. Amsterdam. Failed check for robots. I guess it's case sensitive. So I need to figure out the. I just don't know how to do this math. So it's 45 degrees. Half of 45 degrees is 22.5 degrees. So I need all these. I think I need all these to add up to 22.5. I'm installing this so I can keep track of stuff. Pin to taskbar. I also need to pin this to taskbar. I meant to do that the other day. So, I know. Thank you. 45 divided by 2, 22.5. And I'm going to put this over here. So how's everybody been doing? How's your week been? I feel like I've lost track of... I feel like I've lost... It was only a day and a half. It was half a day Friday and then Monday. But then Tuesday I was like helping out with stuff. So I feel like I've lost a big chunk of time from work, from everything else. So I hope you're doing okay. Let me know what your plans are for the weekend coming up. All right, so this is... I don't know if this is the right way to do this, but that's 3 degrees off 267. This is 5 degrees. This is 10 degrees. Again, I don't know if this is the right way to do this. If anybody else has a better math solution. That's 255, so that's 15. And this is 248, so that's 22. I think only the last one matters. Because if this one is also 22, I just need to be this to be straight up and down, and then I just change this to whatever that one is. But I think, so if this is 22 and a half, and this is 20, the last one is 22. I wonder if I just do... $247.5. That's not really straight up and down though. Oh, that's pretty close. That is pretty dang close. Like, I'm just using the side here to measure. I can't really tell the difference. So then let's oh, well, now this is all at a half, I'm guessing. So that means I can take this and add a half to it. Add a half, minus a half. Let's see if I take that off. That might be better. Oh, nope. So now, moment of truth is if this all lines up. I want it to connect right here. And it doesn't quite. How far off are we here? We're pretty far off. Oh, well, that's not sitting there properly. Well, that'll explain some things. There. Now let's rebuild this. still don't think it's going to work really well, but we're going to try it. Week's been good. Just the sort this weekend, right? I might have talked Beth into going with me to the sort. Just something to get her out of the house. She wants to, she knows the people in the Lego group, so. All right, so let's get rid of that. May not happen, but she's willing to give it a shot. That's actually pretty close. Not gonna lie. I'm okay with it being one stud off. That's actually pretty good. I'll replace this with an 8 to make it stronger, but yeah, I like that. I mean, that works. Math for the win. All right, cool. So part of the downside of not being able to go to the brewery this week was that I wasn't able to test how well the stadium packs in, packs out. Like, I got it boxed up and that worked great, but it's been sitting in my car now for like a week. So the next test is I mean, I can pull it all out of my car, but that doesn't help me set it up. And the table that I had it set up on has been sold, which reminds me, I need to go to deposit that. So I was really hoping for like a trial run of being able to do this. And honestly, it would have been neat to have it in a place that was like a soccer friendly place and have some fans come by and look at it and get their reactions and stuff. And now I'll set it up at Brick Rodeo and I probably won't see it. Like, I'm not going to stand behind it all day. There's too much to do. Maybe on like the public days, I'll go hang out with it a little bit in between, but I don't have a ton of time to. So I'm kind of bummed about that. All right. So now we got to figure this out. This was a good shot. We could always, let's see, rounded. So that was kind of a bummer. And you know, nothing Beth could have done about it. There's nothing you can do when you know, your body does stuff like this. So she feels bad about it, but I'm like, there's nothing you could have done about it. I don't resent anything or anything. You know, and I said, I'm like, it's not perfectly okay. I am disappointed, but I'm not mad at you. You didn't do anything wrong. That kind of bothers me too. Like, I know it's a good thing for us to have, but honestly, even if we had 2 or 3 more people show up, I don't know that it would have made the crowd any bigger. From the get-go with them, and this is something I can talk to them about, and this is just because we don't have that big of a group, but the first time I thought about it was I was there one time when they were doing like a retro vinyl or retro media kind of event. And it was people with like vinyl and VHS tapes and all kinds of like throwback media. And They had it in the back room, they had it in the pinball machine room, and they had it in the tap room. And I think they had some stuff outside, which is fine because there's probably 20 or 30 people doing it. And that's what I thought we could do. I was like, hey, if we could get 20 or 30 people here, and they do that like once a month. I'm like, we could get 20, 30 people in here doing this with our group. That'd be great. And they're like, yeah, we can set you up in the back room. And I'm like, to be fair, and this light's gonna fall over, I just realized. I was trying to do this ring light, give me a little extra light without turning on the big lights, but I don't know, it's probably not enough. That's true, yeah. That is a hot spot for things that aren't beer, like disc golfers and families bringing their kids. They can just go hang out. If it's crappy out, they're not going to go. So I understand that. But times like that, maybe, hey, do you guys want to go into the front room for a little bit or something like that? I don't know. Okay, so I don't want to do it this way, but I don't think there's, I don't know if there's another. These are just too big. That's too big. I wonder if but I'm very glad that they let us hang out there at all, honestly. I think it's a good gig. And if we can keep it up, people will get used to it, and people will say, oh, there's this group that does Lego at this brewery. Maybe too big. Well, it's the right size. Just, I don't like this. What happens if I put this underneath? What does that turn into? Well, that conflicts there. Let's do the same thing. Put this here. These don't line up, so that's crap. Well, that's good. Yeah, the thing is, as long as I remind them every couple months, can we get on your calendar? So that's good. What angle is this set at? $112. All right, well, that doesn't help me. Again, I don't know if these are even the right angles to do this or not. Oh, I need to figure out how to get these guys on here too. What did I delete up here? Okay, good. Okay, cool. Well, that's cool. Yeah, that's good to good for people to be able to get their brain around it. Let's do. Hang plate. Oh, technically, hi, happy International Day of Play. I know it was not really a big thing for our group, but I know like there was a member. This isn't going to be great. Who was doing something at the Thinkery today. That doesn't go all the way down. Okay, so that sucks. And this won't go all the way up. Okay, so those are out. They were doing something at the Thinkery, I think, for International Day of Play. So that's good. Hopefully they're promoting the group, and they're a RFLM, or I guess a Lego creator. I still don't like that. I'm sitting here creating stuff, but I'm not a Lego creator. I'm in Lego community, which is fine. I'm not bitter. Anyway, I'm hoping they're promoting Brick Rodeo, and I think they are because they asked for flyers and whatever, so. All right, well, who is our job got canceled for today, so we chilled out. Migraine issues, so glad to be home. Oh, that sucks. Hope you get better. I know migraines can be kind of a pain in the butt. I saw a lady on TikTok who had, and I forget what it was called. I wanted to say like, not hemostatic, but a kind of migraine that basically gives you a stroke. And like, normally she communicates like I do, like you do, regular vocal patterns and everything. But this one video, she's like, I'm in the middle of this. I'm just coming off of one, or one's starting, and I have to give myself this crazy medicine. And like one eye was like half shut and drifting, and like one side of her face was like, and then like while she was talking, she would drift off and like zone out, and her speech was all slurred. And when I first saw it, I was like, oh, it's a TikTok account where somebody has like brain damage that they occurred doing something, and this is them going through their daily life and all this kind of stuff. I'm like, yeah, I'll watch these. I'm glad people do these to bring education. Nope, it's just a migraine that she was having. And I'm like, ooh, that's rough. Oh, this is bothering me. I want this to be simple because I'm going to have to repeat this like a ton of time. A ton of times. This is not curve enough for it. I can't figure out what hinges to use here. I hate to rely on bar and clip stuff all the time, but I can't think of anything else really. But sometimes these are cheap, you know, cheaper. Well, that puts it sort of in the middle. You can tell this is the middle right here. this hinge, and this is just above it. So that's too high. So there's these. Where does it put it? About the same. Okay. And I don't think it matters if it's flipped. Okay, we're not going to be able to really see this, but yeah, that's the same. That's not going to work because that conflicts in there. But that's still too high. Okay, well, keep plugging away. We'll figure this out. There are curved slopes that don't go all the way down. These guys. But this would be pretty big. Don't want any of that. So I'm trying to think of some Lego news that's out. There really isn't a ton. The Bricklink Designer Program has put out its models, its current offerings of models. Yeah, that's way too big. It's got the right kind of shape to it, but I wish it was smaller. Also, that's a lot of, I don't know. There's like 4 sets. 3 of them are houses or buildings. And I forget what the other one is. Let's look it up real quick. Let's look at it together. I have only ever bought one Bricklink Designer Program set, and it was that aquarium because it was probably the cheapest one they've ever done. I think I got it for $80, maybe more. So there's this train, and I haven't heard from any of our train people, like our Texas Brick Railroad people, whether this is a one that they could put on their tracks, because they have like a set size of tracks that they build all their trains on. All the tracks are the same, all the cars are the same, all the same gauge, so they can go to big shows and run on the same track everybody else has and not worry about it. And I know that Lego makes them on different sizes, like the Hogwarts train isn't right, or is in the same size as like the Orient Express, but I don't know much about it, right? Other than that. Here we've got kind of a Spanish Mediterranean mission island castle thing. not a mission, but like a, you know, a palace or a nice home that maybe pirates took over and used as a base of operations. Here is a unfoldable castle. This one actually is pretty cool. University of Science. Now this one I'm actually in. I like this one because of some of the stuff inside it. We'll look at that in a second. And this one looks unique. I don't know what my voice just did there. Because it's not a building. The rest of these are kind of like, these three are buildings and then the train. And then this one's actually kind of cool. I like it. And I think I like it most because of the clouds, but also the way they make the balloon shape is pretty unique. So if we look at the castle one, or the Museum of Science, I don't know if we can get a really good inside shot, but there's all kinds of, it has patrons and like all these little doodads that are like scientific. They're testing for minerals, they're, you know, they're doing experiments, botany, geology, you know, all this kind of stuff. I think it's really great. So that's my favorite. That's my pick. I don't think I'll spend $350 on it. I don't know how many pieces there are. I don't know if they say how many pieces there are. So it's not bad pricing for almost 4,000 pieces. It's pretty good. And you get, you know, some figures with it. Apparently you get a lot of figures with it. So not a bad price for this one, if you're interested in that one. So that's pretty cool. Oh, this is bugging me. All right. And this was too big? Yeah, anything that's 4 high is too big. But I don't think I can get anything smaller than that. So I'm gonna look at the modified plates, see if there's anything that'll trigger something. Huh. Well, look at that. That's interesting. Oh, that's an electric plate. I don't want that. Nope. Zero. I mean, I can't believe that worked. It's not colliding, right? Well, I don't know what good it'll do, but that's a fun... See, now I'm thinking... Is that going to get in the way of these guys? I just type half, like the software goes, oh, half. I know what you're talking about. Dummy. Well, that's not too shabby. Huh. Obviously don't need this piece right here, but... I mean, I'm only going to be able to get... So if I need a full... This is cool, but I'm thinking of the long term of this, where if I did multiple rows of this, and I have to remember what the inside of the roof looks like. Show me the inside of the roof. So that's not really, okay, here's a good one. So this is only good for this section. At some point, it's open here, right? There's nothing here. So this would have to be held all the way across, which might be okay. I'm going to try something real quick, and we're going to see how well this goes. So it's going to take me a while to get to that point, but we'll just play by ear. And again, this is going to start getting real heavy. Let's just do one square, I think. Even though I think it's going to need more than that. Nope. I'm too skittish. Let's do this. So let's see. Aside from the surgery stuff, the World Cup started today. For those who are into that kind of stuff. Mexico played. South Africa. I wouldn't say they beat them handily, but they beat them. And I think if South Africa had a little more discipline, they will be a little dangerous. I think they kind of gave Mexico a little more than they could handle. What else? Bunch of movies coming out. We went and saw Obsession a while back. I don't think I was able to talk about that at all. It's a horror movie. I would say kind of a possession horror movie, but it's kind of a monkey's paw, wishful thinking. Oh my God. That I think a lot of people are talking about after the fact. Even though I don't think it was that great of a movie, it was still one that kind of makes you think a little bit. And that's big for a horror movie. Something is in the way over here. All right, well, there's that. Okay, so this will go in the end. Basically. So So I'll need to attach these as well. And these we'll do with longer. Actually, we can just do. This is such a weird angle to be able to see under. Let's take one of these guys. I don't have any real desire to see the He-Man movie, but I feel like I'm the target audience for that. What the heck? Okay. So this is gonna have to have a whole thing here. That's fine. We'll recreate that. So these won't attach. That's good to know. Unless I put curves in them here. All right, this was all so I could do this down here. So save. So in order to repeat this, I am going to have to do the same thing here, I feel like. Let's just say that this goes here. It attaches there, which means that's not the right angle. This is the right angle. It's this right here. So this will only go up that wide, and in the back end. Oh, so that makes sense. I'm gonna flip this whole thing so my brain can figure it out. Separate those two and get rid of this one. And the reason why is because I want this to be the outside. So if I'm looking at it like this is the rest of the stands go here, and then the big part of the roof goes this way, this will be the outside with these tiles. Uh-oh, I have a conflict. What's the conflict? Oh, you know why? Copy and mirror. What the heck? How come it worked on the other one? That's weird. Copy and mirror does something weird to this piece. So, food for thought. Alright, now if I wanted to replicate this across the whole thing... Could I get a Technic bar in there? Maybe just... Oh, you know what? Oh, man. Okay. I don't think this is going to work. You can kind of see how... it's not quite lined up. It's close. Doesn't matter where these go now. You can see in here... That doesn't quite line up. That's a shame. But maybe there's a Technic piece that's curved, which means this won't work either. This is good, and I'm gonna like hang on to these for like a minute, because I mean it. Oh god, it's so close. Like I feel like if I tried to pull it apart a little bit to get those in there, it might work, but I don't want to stress it too much. It really has to kind of, the whole thing's got to be in there. Like there's no real way to put this, attach that, and have it be on. Do I still have that piece here? This piece, and then have something attached across it like that. You can't do that. These are just too far apart. That's a shame. Now, I suppose just having one of them up here would be okay. And hold them both. All right, continuing to think of other ideas. So I like these. We're going to put them right here. And pretend that that works for now. Come up with something else. So I don't know what I'm looking for here. Is there a Technic section? I'm just looking to try to give myself some inspiration about what can and can't be used. Like any cylindrical item would be great. That's a good shape. This is a good shape. What happens if I rotate this 45 degrees? What is 180, 45, 225? Except I need a million of these things, and in white they are 70 cents. That's not gonna, even if it works really well, it's not gonna be feasible. Yeah, it's too big. But this is basically what I'm looking for. This. See how that kind of fits together there? Something about that angle. But not that. So yeah, Obsession was pretty good. I think I kind of want to see Masters of the Universe only because we have a kind of a running joke that one of our friends is very obsessed with Alison Brie. And so we'd only really be going to see it because it's an Alison Brie movie. That's too big. I have a feeling we did this once before and it didn't turn out all that great. It's not too bad. It's right shape, just too big. All right. 45. 360 minus 45. All right, too chunky, but not bad. Not bad at all. $1 for each of these, and I'd need at least I don't even want to calculate this. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's 30. 42. And this is how big? 11. Oh, of course it's 11. So at least 4 of those. So that's $4, and that's just one section here. So 16, probably another 8 on each side, at least. So 32 of these. That's probably gonna be $40 just for those pieces. So yeah. Hey, you know what? I just realized the chat thing isn't showing up on the screen. It always does that, and I don't know why. I don't get it. Yeah, now it shows up, but if I go away from it, it goes away. It's like I can't use another browser. I don't know. Okay, well that's a really good look, honestly. It kind of interrupts it a little. Are these... Can I put pins in here? I don't ever remember which one's which. It's not that one. Let's just say it's that one. Price updating. It can't be more than a couple cents. Let's just say it's this one. We go a little long there, but oh man, that looks really good, actually. All right, now the trick is oh man, I'm gonna restart this. Something is wrong. I need a better chat overlay thing. Pop out, chat, do this. I don't think this needs to be active. Okay, I don't get it. It's kind of gobbledygook over on the screen anyway, so it doesn't really matter. I wish it was a little cleaner. But yeah, that doesn't work. Doesn't seem too bad. It looks better over here. Maybe better over there. Yeah, we'll try that. So now the trick is to see how to attach it so it has that nice shape. So let's get rid of the things that I just did. And we have, oh wait, let's get rid of these guys. So these have that's going to be the problem, is how they've got several attachment points underneath. Collision is on. There we go. So we can always do plate, pin. There aren't many plates that are like this, but just one side. Because that's what I would love, is like half that. These guys are available. This is available. Coming white. Is that coming white? It does. Okay, so I wanted to do this. There. It's gonna make me rotate it. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. Why won't this connect? Oh, it's got this thing on it. Wait, how much is that? Oh, 8 cents. Okay. I can deal with 8 cents. Okay. All right, before I get my hopes up, there is no way this is going to work. Yeah, I didn't think it was. Pretty close. I don't even think rotating it more will connect it right, but we'll see. Yeah, it's close, but no cigar. That would have been great. Would have been a gap right there, but that's a good shape. Maybe there's another way to attach this. There are other... These guys... and these guys. But I have a feeling if one doesn't, then the other won't either. But I could be wrong. It's so close, and I can't tell if that's right or not. I mean, it looks like it might be. It looks like it's just off. I don't know, man. Oh, well. That makes a difference if that's not lined up right. There. Now we know for sure that it's lined up right. And let's get rid of this and then rotate it. Yeah, it's not perfect. Okay. So, all that means is if I wanted to use this, I would have to so I don't quite like this because it leaves this gap here. And then if I wanted to do another segment, I'd have to do another gap down the line. So there's just all these gaps. But I don't really know how else to attach this. This may not be the best way to do it, but... or the best piece. So keep looking for plate pin. I don't know that we're going to come up with another... yeah. There are brackets. That can be put on here, and then we can do something like this. I think we can do 2 at a time. So, I mean, that's something. And then, again with the Technic pens, just say these are the black ones, the right ones. So if I do this a bunch of times, that actually would work. It's a little gap down there, but I think the only problem I'm going to run into, and I'm going to hate this, is if this all doesn't line up. I don't want any of that. I didn't take the pins with it. These are 11 long. I'm gonna have to make some sort of concession at the end. But $1.20, what is this called? Curved panel. Maybe there's like a... Why did you disappear over here, man? Okay. Is it a Technic curved panel? Maybe they have one that's the right length. That's not 11. So this is, it's 11, 7. That's ridiculous. That's too big. What if it's just a curved panel without the Technic? What do we have in that department? We have, oh, forgot about these. Would that be too big? All right, let's get rid of this one on the end. Can't believe I didn't think of these. $0.17. This is a little better. This would need, let's just see what the size is. I think that might be too big. Honestly, if I just like put this right here, it doesn't need to be even that complicated. All right, well, I'm going to save this, and then I'm going to get rid of, oh, wait a minute. That suddenly didn't work. Man, why? What if it goes under? Okay, what if those are just, oh, the joy of iteration. Will this work? I don't know. Will this work? I don't know. Will this work? I don't know. No, dummy. Go into the clips. Thank you. Now rotate back down. You don't really have to make a good connection. $331, $330, $332, $333, $34. Why is none of this changing? $337. Okay, so such a conundrum. This was a curved panel. Maybe there are other panels that are in here that are good. It's too big. I think we've already gone through this multiple times. So this kind of works. Where does this line up? That's the shape I want, but where does it line up? Right about there. I could shorten this. No, that's all held together pretty well over there. The only downside of this is the angle right here. This all looks good. But the angle to make it work would mean having to add bars and clips or hinge plates, which adds bulk. And it's not going to give me the angle that I need. And under here, I would need it to have a clip inside this panel, which doesn't really work very well either. So it's going to have to be out farther. But even then, the angle, even with these clips right here, the angle isn't really great. It's not bad. So like if I was looking at, you know, Technic pins are negligible, but if this is $1.20, and let's say I need, what did I say, 32 of these, that's 35 bucks, 36 bucks. If I get these at 20 cents each, and these are 17 cents each. So I would need 3 to fill up one of these. That's 60 cents plus the clips. And clips are 6. So 12 plus 17. You're looking at almost 30 cents times 4. About the same cost. So, but this also, I would also need these brackets, which are 13 cents too. So that's 26 cents plus. And these are all estimates based off of the software, looking at the past average 6 months of sales. So I mean, I could probably get them cheaper in certain places, or get them on like bulk, or find them at Bricks and Minifigs, or different places. So, or Lego's site if they have them. So I don't know. I like this. This feels stable. My only concern is the length. Like, I would have to make sure that the roof, like, this is a length of 42, which means, all right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times 6, 42 times 2, that's 84 plus whatever's in the middle. So I would have to make sure that it's divisible by 11 at some point. But it's on the edge, nothing's critical. So let's make a call and we'll just do this for now. I know this will work if I change my mind. So let's grab this guy in here, grab that guy, grab that guy, grab that guy. Let's put this guy on the end here and call it a day. Okay. Okay. Get rid of these pieces down here, that piece. I'm going to attach a bunch of these guys over here to keep this stable. Come on, man. Oh, I don't know what angle that was. That may have been an old angle. Yeah, that's good. Let's get rid of these. And we'll just repeat this. Because I think one of these changed, if I'm not mistaken. I don't think I changed the rest of these. So these should all fit. Nope, that's not how that works. Wow. Way off. So is anybody watching any good shows or anything? Anything new that they're enjoying? Anybody else watching Star City? I started watching Star City. The newest episode's out tomorrow. It's a spin-off of For All Mankind. I'm a little upset by it. I'm a little salty about the characters in it because they in For All Mankind, it's an alternative history, fictional history, where the Soviets got to the moon before the Americans, and then after that the Soviet Union didn't collapse. There wasn't any issues with it. Well, I say that, I think it may still have collapsed later. But at the time, they were still a powerhouse that got to the moon before the Americans, and that spurred on a bigger space race, right? I think in our reality, Americans got to the moon first, and the Russian space program kind of fell apart after that. But in this reality, the Russian space program or Soviet space program is gangbusters, right? So For All Mankind went a completely different trajectory than our reality, our history. Moon base, Mars base, and there's a spin-off show called Star City, which is basically the what's called Roscosmos, I think, the Soviet cosmonaut, like NASA equivalent, but it's like steeped in KGB secrecy, and you got to do good for dear leader and the state and like all this stuff. And then like when I found out it was coming out, I'm like, this is gonna be amazing. I cannot wait. The problem is the show has cast all British people as the Russians, and I still can't wrap my head around it. I'm 3 episodes in, and I don't mind them doing that, because like Chernobyl did that. Chernobyl was like, I don't know if this is gonna hold together very well. I forgot all the little, I just realized I forgot all the little swivel panels. Chernobyl was all British actors, but they were portraying Russian nuclear physicists and party members and government officials and all this stuff. So, which is fine, right? Because everybody's buying into that. The problem I have with them doing it for Star City is that as far as I know, it's a direct spin-off, right? Like all the same things, all the same milestones that happened in For All Mankind are going to happen in Star City. Like first Russian on the moon. One of the first few episodes was first Russian woman on the moon, right? And of course they turn her into a figurehead and a media darling, and she's basically they did what she did what they wanted her to do, and now she's newspaper fodder, right? They're just like, you're not in the space program anymore, you're just going to be in the newspaper, and in fact you're going to marry this other astronaut because we can't have single women in the Soviet Union doing great things. It has to, and this is the 60s and 70s, so it's not good, but that's what happened, you know. But there's one character who's also in, like, we think it's the same lady, and she's also in For All Mankind with a Russian accent, and when she's near other Russian people, they speak Russian, and it's subtitled, right? So I was thinking the show would be all Russian and all subtitled, or at least actors speaking with a Russian accent in English, right? So we're like, okay, they're Russian, but British accents, man. I'm like, oh, okay. Well, but what's going to happen when they meet Americans and they're just like speaking, you know, oh, I'm speaking English now. It's like, but you've been speaking English this whole time. And it wasn't really obvious until the one lady who was supposed to be speaking Russian this whole time also knows German and goes in to translates for a prisoner who speaks German, and she speaks German to him. And then when she translates to her Russian boss, she speaks British English. And I'm like, they write in Russian, right? They're typing and you can see it's Russian. I'm like, I don't like it. I don't like the choice. And like the showrunners were like, yeah, people will get over it. They'll figure it out. And I'm like, okay. Not to mention, having watched enough British panel shows, knowing what the different areas of the UK are where these people are coming from. They have some people from the north. They have some people from the West Country. They have Scottish people. They have like all these different accents. And I'm like, are they all different areas of Russia? Like, how do you explain the regional accents? Not everybody's speaking like BBC English. It's just frustrating. And of course, whenever you talk about it, everybody online is like, that shouldn't matter, blah, blah, blah. And you're like, okay, well, it does. All right, so I'm going to copy this because this is not exactly above this. Oh, that's why it's weird. Okay, I'm kind of painting myself into a corner here, but because ideally this needs to be as flat as this. So that hinge should be the same as this hinge. Anyway, it's still a very good show. Like, I'm enjoying watching it. It's still got good space action and drama. So I'll continue to watch it. But yeah, it was really hard to get over that little bit of it right off the bat. Is that already in place? Good. What else? I'm rewatching Ted Lasso because the new Ted Lasso season is coming up to 6. So 10 by 16. I don't think there's a 10 by 16 plate. The new, is there anything by 10? 6 by 10. What did I say this was? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. And this is 16. It's hard to see under this. My cat is mad over here. He's like, it is dinner time and you are neglecting me. What else? Like, I think just a bunch of reruns or repeats of stuff, because a lot of the stuff I've been watching is in hiatus. The last episode of Taskmaster was on the last episode of this series was on. So that's kind of sad because now we're out of that. Okay, I can also get rid of a lot of this. I don't know why this would be here, but because that's supposed to be one big flat piece there. Oh, you know what? What is that? 6? Let's do this one over and get a tile that is 8. Brilliant. And these all need to be held together at some point. Let's just go ahead and throw these 16s on there for now. Good enough. And then I'm going to duplicate this. I wonder if it'll let me just grab this whole thing. Nope, there's plates in the way here. Gently. My hand's going to jerk away from the mouse. And I'm going to have to start all over again. Okay. Right on. Is it gonna go away from me again? Doesn't really matter. Let's see, is there a better... it's kind of better. The next thing is gonna be, yeah, that's a pretty good image. This is a good, this shows a real good look at the pole going up through the center here too. So ideally, this would go like right here. So we may have to make a little pole there, a little entryway there. But you can see all the other stuff, like this is, this piece right here is this. Now, there's going to be a better way to do this, I'm sure. I don't know what that would be. Like, I don't know if they need to be plates or if, you know, I think this would work good because it's structural. It helps, but these will separate really easy. I'm not huge fans of this, but like that's. Uh-oh, these can't be that color. Well, that's gonna make things ugly. So maybe this will be a different way to do this. Yeah, not too pleased with that, but you can kind of see some of the joists in here are different colors, so hopefully that won't be too big of a problem. So let's do this. We're at a good spot. Let's move this in here just to see what it would look like kind of attached to the rest of the model. This is going to take some doing. Oh, you know what? I don't want that one. Did I put all these pieces in here right? Okay, I need to... I'm going to do something else. Or maybe I already did all that. Did I do all this? Nope, this is the old one. Okay, so I'm going to close this. Shit. I mean, shoot. I don't think I attached the... Oh, I did. Okay, cool. Yeah, I thought I cleaned that up, yeah. All right, so, yes, this pillar is floating, but the idea is now to kind of fill this up with more load bearing. Like, this is surface area stuff, but the stacked snot bricks will help load bearing. I just worry that it's not a solid single piece that's that tall, like a big pylon. It's a bunch of 4x whatever connections, and that can crumple. But I honestly don't know how else to do it. I went through trying to get some of those big stanchions, and I thought maybe I could put some like clips with the flags, with like the square flags on the back. The very thin like 2x2 panels with the clips on the back that are like flags or signs. But the stanchions I was thinking about are only 3-sided. So I would have to make like a 3-sided pillar, and that wasn't working. So I'm still not convinced this is the right way to do this, but it's fine. So this is going to be the roof, and I'm just going to position it and raise it up to where I think it would go based off the rest of the model. So this is just a guess. But this is how I would put it together. Right. So that's what it would look like. Not too shabby. Trying to get a feed of like I'm looking at this head on, like that. Slightly like that. I think that's going to work great. Again, this pillar's a little thick, and it looks like I'll have to bring this all over a little more. Oh, you know what I think I did? This isn't supposed to go out nearly that far. Okay, I remember what I did wrong now. This was supposed to be half of that. That's right. Right? Yeah, okay. So I'm going to move it back. I think this was supposed to be that section of the roof. So we're going to get rid of this. And actually attach it like that. That's how it should go. Now, I'm not convinced. It may need one more section in here, like a little, like maybe scoot over a little bit, but still, yeah. Like half of this. Let's do half of it. Let's see what that does. Thank you. Yeah, it's coming together. That's where it is. Perfect. Look at that. That's exactly where it needs to be. Oh, okay. So now I only need to do this 4 more times on each side. What's our part count now? I don't even want to know. So we're 11,000 pieces. It's not too bad. 20,000 of these is going to be just these cheese wedges. So that's going to raise the part count. So the next thing that needs to happen is really leaning into this beam, carrying it up to the top here, and then honestly, these are swivel plates. I'm gonna have to really work on. So there's a good view of that. Good view of the roof. That's a pretty good view of the roof right there. That's the inside of it. That's actually not too bad. That's a computer render though. Working on the inside supports of the roof. That's pretty good right there. So from here out, we have 1, we have 2 more of these. And then from each section, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we'll have all these bits. So we'll have 3 more of these. So like 1 more here and 1 more here. And we can probably use the same setup and just figure out where in here, and you know, be the length of whatever plates we need, because these will rotate on this socket. So even if the plate is angling down, everything will rotate into the middle. So hopefully it'll work. What I might also do is consider instead of plates is to do have these things be flush and have the ball socket turned the other way, and start using like bars and Technic connectors so I can slide them a little bit and give them a little more, because there's some wiggle room here, but there's not going to be a ton. But I also got to make sure that that's structurally stable. The only reason I'm thinking that is I don't know how many are in each. It's hard to tell. I think we got 2 in each section. So like, where's that pillar go? I think the pillar goes right up at the edge, which means it may have to move out a little bit. I may have to move this way a little bit. And then put another one of these here, at least one. And it looks like this is supposed to be the inside of that. It's really hard to tell. Looks like it's different for each side of the stadium, depends on the roof. Because this is a different look. So now I gotta look at all of it and make sure that I've done it right. So this is the south stands. This will be... This looks like it's the third one. So maybe there's 4 and it's the third one. Yeah, it's so hard to tell. What I need for people to do is take better pictures of the roof. So that, yeah, looks like it might be the third one on this front part, which might be different than on the south side, because this is the south side. So yeah, third one maybe. All right, well, we'll figure that out. So that makes sense. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Which means on our model, this would have to be a little skinnier, but we'll have another one here. This. So maybe this moves a little that way. And then another one of these guys right here. So, well, this seems like a good place to stop. Thanks again for hanging out with me, you guys. Appreciate it. I will see you Saturday. Remember to bring bags and baggies and pens, and if you don't have a pharmacy tray, just bring a towel. Keeps the pieces from rolling away on you on the table. That's super helpful. Thin towel, just, you know, don't have to be big fluffy terry cloth or anything, but yeah. So everybody else have a good weekend. I hope you are able to build something or work in studio or whatever. So, you know, take care, and we'll see you guys. I may not be here on Sunday. We may have plans with our friends, so I'll let you know in Discord or whatever. But if not, have a great weekend, and I'll see you soon.